This ball's starting to rip. All right. Get the old bones a moving. Oh, yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. In this episode today, we're going to talk about the crazies. We're going to talk about golf insanity. We're going to talk about why we are brain broken. What's wrong with this? Why is it that we have such struggles with the golf game? And it all goes back to our mental state. It's just a theory I've been working on, but I've been finding some stuff online. I've been doing a little bit of research that is backing up my theories, and it also speaks to some of the golf coaches and the people online that I've mentioned and done some reviews on and that I've talked about in my videos in the past. Let's get started. To get started, hit a few warm-up shots just to kind of get the old bones and the old muscles moving around, okay? Had some issues with the back lately. I think I pulled it at work or something. But just trying to get loosened up a little bit. It's hot as hell out here. What I want to talk about is a theory that I've been kind of developing a little bit over the last, I would say probably a month and a half, 2 months by now. Honestly, I wish I'd known this stuff such a long time ago. I mean, it saved me just a lot of time. And I think that if you're just starting out in golf and you're trying to forge ahead and figure out which direction to go, which fork in the road to take, I honestly think that, you know, this could seriously speed up your improvement process and get you on the right path, instead of going down the wrong one like I've been on for so freaking long. All right, so first off, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up on the video. Leave me some comments down there. Helps me out with YouTube a lot, helps grow the channel. So I'm staying motivated to continue bringing you this stellar, incredible content that should be winning awards, if I'm honest. Okay, I don't believe any of that. But anyway, I do have something today that may really help a lot of you out and has been helping me out a lot lately. And it doesn't really involve you having to learn a lot of new positions or a lot of ways to move your body during the swing or any of that stuff. It really makes it more intuitive. It makes it more instinctive. It makes it more adaptable. Now, what I started out in the beginning was talking about insanity. Ooh, insanity. We're all crazy, right? Yeah, well, we kind of all are crazy when it comes to golf. And the reason that I bring up the word insanity is because everybody knows the definition of insanity, right? Basically, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So then, would the inverse be true? The definition of sanity would be doing something different over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Or would it be the definition of sanity as doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting the same result? Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go with that being the definition of sanity. Doing the same thing time and time and time again and expecting to get the same outcome, or at least a very similar outcome in all of those circumstances. All right, so I'm gonna stabilize the camera for a minute because I wanna make sure that I try to get this out in I can't even get the words out now. All right, take two. I'm gonna try and take three. I'm gonna stabilize the camera here because I wanna make sure that I have my thoughts on what it is I'm trying to say in this video as clear as possible. And I may still screw it up, but I'm gonna do my damnedest. So if you check out videos on YouTube on improving your golf game, getting a better swing, performing better, getting consistency, hitting driver longer, hitting your irons better, getting more distance, whatever it is that you're looking for, just to be a better player. And you check out videos on YouTube, you order a DVD set or a digital download off of someone's website, some sort of schooling program, or you're reading magazines, you're watching the pros on TV, you're getting lessons from an actual pro out on the range or the golf course. In almost all of those circumstances exclusively, they are going to talk to you about ways to improve yourself physically. And I'm not talking about lifting weights and getting all yoked up and looking like Schwarzenegger back in the 70s, but improving yourself physically in the sense that you get your body parts at address in the correct position, and then throughout the duration of the swing, from start until finish and follow through, that you are technically sound, that your physical parts are in the right places, that your club and your club face are in the right places, the optimal positions. And so you go about the business of trying to make yourself into this physical machine that looks a lot like what they would call the textbook really good sound fundamental swing that you would see a lot of the pros have, that you would see a lot of high level players have. And if you can do that, if you can make yourself perform the same physical acts over and over from the same positions with the club in the same position with the correct grip and the correct ball placement, and on and on and on, then you will develop consistency and you will have shots and distances and yardages that you can rely on all the time. Now, we've all heard that practice makes perfect. And a lot of people will change that and say, well, no, practice doesn't quite make perfect, but practice does make you improved. It does make you better. And I can't disagree with that. That's very true. That is a true statement. Practice does not necessarily make perfect, but practice makes you better, for sure. The problem is that what are you practicing? What are you practicing? And what are you trying to achieve? So we see the manifestation of what it is that we're thinking about in our physical beings, meaning that once we stand over the golf ball, we feel like, hey, if we've got the consistent body movements down, if we've got our hands, our arms, our legs, our shoulders, everything in the correct position at the correct time, we're going to get a good strike. Well, if we feel like we focused on that, we did it, and we get a good strike, it's confirmed. Yep, I was in the right spot. But then once you do that same exact thing and you're trying to do the same thing physically, get my elbow here, get my arm here, make sure my hips have cleared, make sure I'm going to deliver into that picture, make sure that my hands don't run over too fast, I've got the ball in the correct position, and on and on and on. If you do that same thing and you try to do the same physical acts and it doesn't work out and you hit a bad shot, what do? You start blaming body parts. You start blaming, oh, I had the ball in the wrong position. Oh, my timing was off. I moved the hands too early. My damn elbow flew again, and there it is, and it just ruined the whole swing. So we start blaming our physical selves. But what if maybe, just maybe, instead of trying to control the focus and everything and put all of our eggs in one basket for our physical bodies, what if we stopped worrying about what our physical bodies were doing and let those go on autopilot, and instead we tried to develop consistency in the mind? Now, right away, I know you're going to think, oh, that's it. He's gone off a rail. He's talking about some existential hippie crap, and we're all going to have to go out into the woods and pick these special mushrooms to understand exactly what he's talking about. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying instead of trying to do the same thing physically, what if we try and do the same thing mentally? Over and over and over again. If we do that, then maybe we'll be sane instead of insane. So how do we put that into practice? It sounds great, right? Okay, yeah, I'll try it. Sure, anything to avoid all these triple and quadruple bogeys that I've been having and all these OBT shots and all these chunk chips. I'll try anything, right? Well, what do I need to do? Do I need to move the ball forward? Do I need to move my hands this way? No, you're already on the wrong track. That's not what I'm talking about. Mental focus, consistent mental focus, because your body is flexible to perform the functions that it needs to perform. It can't do the same thing time and time again to within a very, very specific degree, a very tight tolerance. But if you pick the same task or the same objective or the same target with your mind, then your mind will relay that to your body and say, we want to make this go here, and then your body can perform it and be flexible to perform it. So what I've been working on lately is mental practice. Essentially, instead of thinking about what my body's going to do and putting my thoughts internally, I'm going to think externally, and I'm going to say, I want to see a blur go through this golf ball with the low point being 2 inches in front of it, and I just want to whip this club through that spot and make that blur pass just like my mind predicts. So we go something like this. I set up, my brain is picturing the blur. I know where I want my low spot. I'm nice and relaxed. I'm not thinking about my body. I'm just focused on what I want the club blur to do, and boom. Just powerful, great low point, compression of the golf ball. I'm going to think about the same thing again. I'm going to picture that blur going pretty much straight to the target, and I'm going to picture my low point being 2 inches in front of that, and then my setup, the way my body moves, my rhythm, everything is on autopilot based on what I want to accomplish. Ooh, yeah. And so my brain controls my body. My body then controls this. But my body can't control this without the brain being right in the first place. So if I try to micromanage my body's movements and make myself this perfect biomechanical machine with perfect positions and perfect timing, I'm going to be let down because I'm not designed to do that. I'm not designed to perform the same function over and over again. I'm supposed to give the same intention with my brain over and over again. That speaks to Zen Golf, which is Marcus Bell, Flow Motion, and Ron Sisson with Learn a Real Swing in Canada. So I'm not thinking about my body, I'm thinking about where I want the blur and the club to go. Woo! Compression. And I don't give a damn what my swing looks like, and I don't even know where my body is, what it's doing, how my hands are, where the elbow is. I have zero idea. All I'm thinking about is what I want the club to do. I just want to blur and I want the bottom out there, and that is as simple as it has to be. The rest of this is governed by my body's adaptive abilities to move the club the way I intend it to be moved. And there's a study that I actually read online in an article. I'll elaborate a little bit on this kind of concept and kind of go a little bit further into it and explain why this works better than trying to control your physical body and micromanagement. Stick around with the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.